I'm waiting to see if they pass on it or run it, and then if they pass on it, I've got other people that I want to send it to.
So do you have the copyright on it? I couldn't just change the name and put the Michael Amos right on it?
Hey, I want to email it to you. You got to, after the show, give me your email address.
Actually, I got it sent to you. I need to read it.
Well, it's...
All right, it's straight up 8 o'clock, Bill Rice. Let's go to a commercial. We'll be back in a minute.
All right, if we're going to go to a commercial, and then we'll get back to talking about Corona and maybe other sports stories when we get back.
Troy basketball's got a big signee.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa Know-How. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa Know-How team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
I've been working for this my whole life. The chance to relax on the open water. With my financial institution, Max, my Achieve checking account earns dividends. So I'm free to do what I love.
Local butchers are on site at both stores and will help you select the best cuts of meat and trim them to your liking. Our USDA Choice beef is the most consistently tender, juicy, and flavorful beef you can buy, all at cost plus 10%.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
We're back on the air, and welcome to Today in L.A. I am substituting at the main chair for Mike Amos, who is joining us from Panama City Beach, and his son Michael Amos is joining us from Grayton Beach. And y'all want to continue talking about this great prospect that Troy got?
Yeah, they got the Class 7A Play of the Year finalist Duke Miles at Robert E. Lee High School in Montgomery. Of course, Robert E. Lee went 33-1, upset Mountain Brook to win the state title this year. Duke Miles is a 6'2 senior guard, averaged 17.5 a game. 5 assists, 3.1 steals, posted 9 double-doubles. Big pickup for Coach Cross. Of course, Troy really struggled this year. And, we mentioned, I guess, last week that 5 guys are in the transfer portal off the team. So he's trying to rebuild this thing. And Duke Miles' quote was, "I'd like to thank all the coaches that took time out to recruit me. With that being said, I've announced I'll be committing to Troy University to continue my education and pursue my professional career with basketball. Troy Trojans, let's get to work." So that's a quote from Duke Miles.
What he do as far as being a three-point shooter? Is he a real good outside shooter?
I don't know. I don't have any three-point numbers, but let's a guy that can come in and play right away. He played at a 7A school that wins the state championship, and leads that team in scoring.
They were 33-1. That's
33-1. So.
That's awesome.
Did they beat Mountain Brook for the state championship? Is that what they did?
Yeah, they beat Mountain Brook. Also, amazing news out of Mountain Brook. I mean, Bucky McMillan is now the head coach at Sanford. We mentioned that, but he's now brought in a legendary assistant coach to help him out on the staff. Dwayne Rebo has come out of retirement. Has not coached in 14 years.
Yes, sir.
Won 2 national championships at Birmingham Southern, 400 career wins. Rebo will be on the staff at 71 years old for Bucky McMillan at Sanford. 71.
How old is Rebo?
71.
71.
Rebo and John Maester are great friends.
Very, very good friends. Very good friends. All those guys were up there together. You had the kids, the former Sanford coach. They were friends with.
Him and Jimmy Tillett were good friends.
Yeah, Tillett, yeah.
You You talk about older coaches, Mike. I just finished a biography of Kobe Bryant. I read it, of course, after his passing. But one of his mentors and closest coaches was Tex Winter, I think's his name.
Oh, yeah, I remember Tex Winter.
He was the right-hand man of...
Been at the triangle offense.
Yeah, he was... who was Kobe's coach? Phil Jackson. He was his right-hand man going back to the Michael Jordan days at the Bulls. But Tex was coaching Kobe and the Lakers when he was in his 80s, early 80s.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, that's a good move for Stanford University. You just watch that program; it'll really grow. But I'm tickled pink that Coach Troy's coach was able to go out and get a premium player, 7A Player of the Year. Mike, is that right?
Well, he's 7A Player of the Year finalist.
Well, you can't get much better than that, and he's coming to Troy. And like you said, we've got another guard from Montgomery that's going to be a great player too. So that's two real good guards. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I would think that would help. And then, of course, you got the big 6'9" Williams kid that got hurt, the center last year out of, one of the biggest powerhouse schools in Birmingham.
Yeah,
Parker.
He'll be back, won't he?
Yeah, he'll be back. And then you got the 6'7" kid out of Texas, Leftwich, that got hurt late in the season. So Troy, I think, is going to be a lot better and cross the second season. I think he's getting rid of a lot of guys that, just didn't buy into his system.
If you're a coach, you want to play with your players.
Exactly.
You heard that, and that's what he looks like he's doing here. And he's giving these other guys a chance to play somewhere else, but he's keeping the ones he wants. Thank goodness.
In college basketball, the way these players transfer in and out of schools is kind of dizzying. It's just par for the course now. They're going to half your roster is going to be transfers.
With all this going on, right, we don't think enough about our truck drivers that are bringing us the food, our policemen that's giving us security and protection, our firemen who go to every ambulance call now, and we have so many people out there that are going and doing so many things for our community that we need to recognize them. And of course, it could be a mailman coming to your house. These are people that probably don't want to be out there, but they are out there because that's what they do.
That's right. You think about the mailmen, the UPS, the FedEx people, they haven't stopped. Thank goodness.
Maybe they get time to play Roll On, the great Alabama song. Roll on highway, rolling along, roll on 18-wheeler, roll on.
Yeah, that's right. And, of course, on Monday night, we've got Mayor Jason Reeves who's going to be on our show from the get-go. Starting at 7 o'clock, he'll be on the air on Troy Cablevision and our show today in L.A. And then right after our show, which ends at 8:30 on Monday, Paul Steady will bring his crew in, the Sanders Trucking Company's show, which comes on every Monday at 8:30. And my good friend Jeffrey Bennett, who we call Hall Steady, and I know people ask, who's this Hall Steady? Who's this Hall Steady? Well, most people know him. Of course, Jeffrey Bennett represents Sanders Truck Lines in Troy, Alabama. And just think of the hundreds and even thousands of trucks Wiley Sanders Trucking has out there in the field right now. Somebody told me the other day they're one of these people that they don't pick up, they drop off. Is that right, or how does that work?
I don't know as much about how that trucking operation as I should.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, their trucker just backs in and they have people that take the load off, I'm sure.
When I used to work for my dad in the summer and spring break, and he had a gasoline distributorship, and he would get cases of oil and drums of oil from time to time. And the truck driver would deliver the oil to the loading dock, which was amazing how they could back that truck in that tight space up to the loading dock. And then the truck driver would have to get out and get in that hot van and help unload those heavy oil cases and drums.
Right.
I said, I don't want that job.
I think most you're exactly right. I think most of it, especially if they got any sense, would let the other folks do the unloading.
I don't think that's very common anymore. I think that the drivers just drive and get it to where it's supposed to go.
Big news for Auburn football. Akron grad transfer offensive lineman from the powerhouse Akron, Brandon Cancel, who started 24 games at Akron, is now going to be playing for the Auburn Tigers. He's a 6'4", 325-pound tackle guard center. So
well, I tell you what,
that's where you want to go get a player out of Akron, don't you?
Well, I tell you what, there are players everywhere, especially linemen. If you find a lineman 6'4", 325, you better gallop him. You better.
They were only 0-12 last year.
Yeah.
Well,
But, you know, he was recruited by Terry Bowden. Is Terry Bowden working for Auburn now, or where's Terry?
Clemson. He's working for Clemson.
Clemson as a graduate assistant.
All right. Well, you know, of course, I'm sure Terry Bowden recruited this guy to play for Akron.
I mean, I'll say this: you get a guy like that. I mean, if he comes in and plays, I mean, I would be surprised. But didn't Auburn lose all 5 starters on the offensive line?
Yeah, they're all seniors. That's right.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, I don't know if people realize Auburn had a guy that transferred in from Jacksonville State, and he was in all Ohio Valley Conference for like 2 straight years, and ended up starting at center for Auburn.
Well, all these smaller schools have players that are good enough to play at bigger schools.
Let me say this. Let's just say you're 6'4" and weigh 325 pounds. Would you rather play for a team that's got 15,000 fans watching you play on Saturdays, or would you rather play in front of 100,000 fans on Saturdays? Hey, all of these guys would love to play in front of the big arenas like the Auburns and the Alabamas, and so they be able to get as many of these players as they want.
We've talked about this before, this unrestricted free agency that's coming to college football where you can transfer whenever you want without having to sit out a year, which people are pushing. That's going to have I would say, a real bad effect on Troy, because any player that shows ability in his freshman or sophomore year, the big schools are going to come after him. So how long do you think DeMarcus Ware would he have stayed at Troy for 4 years if he could transfer after his freshman year?
He would have gone back to Auburn, his hometown, and played for sure, I would think.
And then that's why I've got my fingers crossed. Troy's got some real good talent at quarterback, and you would think if they would have had a spring practice, you would have thought that at least one or maybe 2 of them would have transferred if they could see the writing on the wall that they were not going to start. Because a good quarterback wants to play, and a good running back wants to play. And if he can play at the highest level, that's where he wants to go. You know what I mean?
Well,
I mean, Bo Nix has got a new offensive coordinator, Chad Morris. You know, that's definitely going to hurt Auburn. The fact that they won't have a spring training, it doesn't look like.
Oh, yeah. Well, the key is this, Bill Rice Jr. and Mike Amos, will there be a college football season?
I'm gonna say yes.
I'm going to say no, because I think they're going to try to do it, and I hope they can do it. But I think once they try, you're going to inevitably get a couple of cases of the virus in several locker rooms, and for liability reasons, if nothing else, that'll be it. That'll stop it.
If they had one person with the virus, you know, that would lock down any kind of
Well, look what they did in the NBA. They got one player that tested positive, one player, and they shut the whole league down immediately with just one player on one team.
And that was the NBA or what?
Yeah, the Utah Jazz had one player, and that's really when all this broke, and you said, uh-oh, this is going to be a big deal, when you heard that the NBA in 1 minute canceled, really postponed, but it'll probably be canceled their whole season.
If they do play, I bet they're going to wait as long as January. I could live with that, starting in January. And I also heard another thing that would be major would be that they cut the season down to 8 teams instead of 12 games.
Yeah, that's what Will said. Will doesn't know for sure. I've never heard that. I've never heard that said.
Will Matthews don't know what he's talking about.
I think you're going to see games played just with no fans. That's what I think.
Yeah.
way it should be.
You also have to have your chain crews and your
Yeah, that's what I said, officials as well.
Managers, equipment people. It's just, and I think, you know, if one,
I mean, come May, you're not going to see these kind of numbers. I don't think you're going to see these kind of numbers in the next couple of weeks.
well, let me throw this out there. If you say you do have one 20-year-old that tests positive, this kid's going to be fine. I mean, just isolate him, keep him away from the team. I don't know why, but I think if they just have one or two cases, they're going to pull the plug. But I don't know why you automatically. They're going to be people that get the virus. That's just inevitable. Yeah. But I don't know that you got to.
Right.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I hate to interrupt you, but at the bottom left-hand corner is our hotline, our Troy Regional Medical Center hotline. Can you give that to us?
Well, it's not on the screen right now.
Bottom left. Is it on yet?
Nope, we got our telephone number to call us. But yeah,
you don't have the hotline number though, do you?
Don't have it showing on the screen, but there is a hotline number. I'm sure you can go to Troy Regional Medical Center website and the City of Troy website.
I don't have it on me where I'm sitting right now, but there is a hotline number that we do need, and I know we have been putting it on our screen in the lower left-hand corner, so just check on that. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, we're not taking anything for granted here. We're all concerned about the loss of life and what we've had to live through. And, you know, I feel I'm like this, Rice. If you're out and about, put a face mask on. Everything I see, everything I read, everything I hear says once you're outside your general area of your yard, like if you went to the post office or you went to get some gas or you went to the grocery store, you need a face mask on for you to protect yourself against somebody else. I mean, you giving somebody else the virus. So,
yeah, that protects others that come in contact with you.
If Steve's up there, he can give you that hotline number.
Okay.
Of course, that's real important. If you have any question about what's going on, it's a telephone number you can call, and we appreciate Troy Regional Medical Center and all the folks and all of our sponsors. Gosh, and a lot of them here are having, you know, some problems with employment. Some people are unable to serve food inside, but there are numerous restaurants that you can drive in and pick up food. And
you know, speaking about that, Mike, the economy is the other part of this big story. Today might be the first day that citizens can get those stimulus checks. You know, the government's going to give $1,200 per adult and $500 per child that lives in your home. And the Treasury Secretary, when they passed that legislation 2 weeks ago, the Treasury Secretary said that it would be 3 weeks before people started getting those direct deposits. And then later he said, no, we're going to do it in 2 weeks. You watch and see. And today is 2 weeks. So some people can check their bank accounts, and they might have as much as, you know, if you have 3 kids, that's in a husband and a wife, that's $3,900 that'll be deposited in your bank account.
I tell you what, that'll make you smile a little bit, won't it?
Yeah,
I'm glad you got those figures.
But
of course, they're going to have to do. They're probably going to have to do another stimulus. I would guess they're going to have to probably do another $1 trillion. I would think in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, me too, Mike. Yeah, this ain't going to stop.
Right. Most of this comes from your income tax. Is that right? Do they see this and know what to give you by way of your?
Right. So they'll know, like if you file jointly, they'll know that's 2 adults, and then you've got your dependents on your income tax return, and they'll know how many kids you have. And if you
returned your 2018 returns, is that true?
Or if you've already filed your 2019, they'll use that. So,
I got
so either one.
When are they? Tax season now has been what? They've moved the date from April 15th to what? July or August?
Yeah, to July. They moved it to July. That's why I'm thinking they'd probably use 2018 records pretty much.
Yeah, for if you haven't filed yet, they'll use 2018. If you have filed, they'll use 2019.
Exactly right. Is the hotline number going to come up?
No, Steve, if you're up there, if you can give us the hotline number, I'll get it on the air for everybody.
Yeah. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, we've had a lot of fun this morning. I'm looking at the beautiful Gulf. Hopefully, one day soon, they'll open these beautiful beaches back up, and we'll have more people down here. But
this show is sponsored by Thomas's Donuts. Thomas's Donuts, right down the street.
If I got to be enclosed, I'd just soon be here and anywhere else.
Hey, I want to tell y'all something I noticed on the way in this morning. Something I thought I would never see in the rest of my lifetime. Gasoline prices in Troy, Alabama, $1.41.9 for
$1.41.9. Gosh.
Can you believe it?
And I tell you, that is great. $1.41 a gallon, ladies and gentlemen.
I tell you, I got some family that wouldn't be very happy at all about those numbers.
Well, I tell you what, though, that's still wonderful. If anything wonderful can be gained from all this, and again, ladies and gentlemen, we're not taking anything for granted. The loss of human life is the big thing. Of course, this is Good Friday, and I hope everybody will turn to the Lord at this time of the year and praise Him and love your neighbor. And of course, with Good Friday on Sunday, we will celebrate Easter. The First Methodist Church of Troy, Rice, you probably know this, don't you? They're having a special Easter ceremony starting at 9 o'clock. I want to say 9 or 9:30 Sunday morning at the First Methodist Church of Troy, where it's in the back part where you drive around. I don't even know if you get out of your car. I don't believe you do.
No.
When
Right.
you drive around. What now?
Yeah, that's right. It's like a drive-in movie theater, huh?
Yeah, and it's going to be coming to you live on Troy Cable. Troy Cable will be bringing it to you live at 9 o'clock Sunday morning. That's Easter Sunday. And then we're going to run it again at 11 o'clock on Troy Cablevision. So First Methodist Church of Troy is providing us with a wonderful Easter service.
Well, I'm sure every church is doing something, on Facebook or it's
The thing that you don't want to do, though, is to cause any crowd, and we're talking about 10 people or more is considered off limits in our
What about at Calvary? At Calvary, that's where you preach. What have y'all been doing?
Calvary. Well, I might have woke my wife up again, but Calvary would have been a perfect place because they got a driveway that would have been very conducive.
Do you want to come out here and have a drive by, and you can watch my kids hunt for Easter eggs on Sunday?
And look at Easter eggs.
Yeah, we're gonna have an Easter egg hung out in the yard. If you want to come and park, you can just sit in the car with Mom.
Let me tell you a little story. I say it every Easter, and let's see how much time we got left. We got a few minutes left. But let me tell you a true story, ladies and gentlemen. When these kids were growing up, we always had an Easter egg hunt and so forth. So one Friday night before Easter, or Saturday night before Easter, I said, well, I tell you what I'll do. The kids will sleep. I'll go out and hide the eggs now, and I won't have to wake up early in the morning and say, Daddy, have you hid the eggs, whatever, the Easter bunny comes not. Well, I did these plastic eggs, put a little bit of Hubba Bubba gum in them, and closed it, so I have all these plastic eggs out in my front yard. And I think I have them hidden, and so nobody can see them. So Easter morning, Camille, my daughter, comes in and she says, can we go eat Easter eggs? Where's the Easter eggs? And I said the Easter bunny would have probably come outside. So she went out in the front yard. In a few minutes, she came back and said, Daddy, I can't find a single Easter egg. And of course, Mike, for some reason, Camille, your twin sister, always found more eggs than you. I don't know why. But so I walk out there and I say, surely they're out here. So I look, and there's not a single egg out there that I had hidden the night before. Then I look up the street, and I 2 or 3 houses up the street, and there was a bunch of broken eggs, a bunch of colorful eggs in front of this house up the street. I walk up, and I find out that a dog from 2 doors up has gone down there and taken every egg that I hid and put it in their front yard. That is a true story, ladies and gentlemen, where a dog disrupted my children's Easter egg hunt years and years ago.
Oh, that's funny.
Do you remember that, Mike?
Yeah, I remember that. I think it was maybe the Duncan's yard, maybe.
Well, you don't see dogs roaming around neighborhoods like you did when we were kids.
You really don't.
Well,
exactly right, you don't.
They have leash laws or something, but I remember when I was a kid, there were just certain dogs you knew as well as your neighbors. They just roamed wherever they wanted.
The resurrection of our Christ, ladies and gentlemen, was resurrected, and by dying on the cross, he gives us the hope of everlasting life. And trusting God through all of this, not only because it's Easter, but because of what we're going through. Trust in the Lord Jesus Christ, and by faith in His grace, you have everlasting life.
Yeah, I hope everybody has a good Friday. Of course, everybody would have been out of school, I guess, for Good Friday anyway.
You'll hide eggs in your yard on Easter, won't you?
Yeah, we'll have hot eggs, and I'll probably cook some something on the grill, and we'll have some festivities over here. I'm sure it'll be fun.
All right, y'all.
You right?
Oh yeah, we're gonna have some good food and Easter egg hunt. It's gonna be a great day. We hope everybody has a wonderful Easter. And remember, what would Jesus do in times like this? Look after your neighbor, right, Mike?
Exactly right. You're exactly right. What would Jesus do? You're exactly right, my friend. And again, our prayers go out to all of these people across the world, across the United States, and across the state of Alabama that have suffered lost loved ones. And again, our prayers go out to everyone this Easter season. And of course, hope everybody has a wonderful Easter. And another thing, our people that work right there at Troy Cable that bring all these programs to the citizens of our community. We appreciate our workers there at Troy Cable for providing us with this program today. And right, more than anything, we appreciate what you do for our show, and you got it from here.
Okay, well, everybody, thank you for joining us. The show will be rebroadcast at 1:30 this afternoon, and then we'll be back on Monday morning, and Troy Mayor Jason Reeves will be our guest on Monday. So see everybody on Monday.